Table, Mr. Toastmaster.
Great, thank you very much. And just to confirm with both of our speakers, what are the times? Are we 5 to 7 for both of you?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, great. And then, of course, the one other thing that you will be timing tonight will be the evaluations. The evaluations will be 2 to 3 minutes with the same color coordination throughout those. All right, we are blessed this evening, as I mentioned earlier, to have two very accomplished and great speakers. The first of those this evening will be Shankar Poncelet. Shankar is a United States citizen, and he is very, very proud of that, and that is awesome. He is a friend of mine. He is a business associate of mine, too. We do some business together. It has been a pleasure working with him and getting to know him. He is one of the founding members of this chapter of Toastmasters and is the original and initial president of our club. I would like everyone to give a warm welcome to Shankar Poncelet.
Let me ask you something. Can I ask you to imagine that you come to a country that is new to you, or you come from humble backgrounds, and really all you focus on is hard work, and you put in everything, every effort to get your family and yourself to have a better life, a better lifestyle, luxury, a house, dreams, your children, your siblings, your parents, your spouse. You work hard for that. And now, as you're getting closer to living the American dream or whatever dream you have, you ask yourself, well, what if something happened to me that's bad, something fatal? We could lose everything. Now, what if someone came to you and said, well, listen, I understand your concern very well. What if I offered you a contract that I guarantee you, if something happened to you, I will go to your family or to the person you designate without any question asked, and I will bestow them with $500,000, $1 million, you name it. Would you take that deal? I would. I would actually not believe that that is possible. How is it possible? I would have questions. I would ask myself, well, how credible is this person? First, does he have the money that he wants to pay me later? Second, is there a track record? Has this person ever done this before? Have they actually stuck to doing what they promise? And then, if I had enough confidence that that was actually a reality, I would totally do it. Now, of course, you ask, what does it cost? Well, typically, life insurance, the privilege of deferring risk away from you, costs 50, 100, 150, 200, 300, up to, really, it depends on how much you want that person to pay out to you should something happen. But it's always more than what you pay in. So in a way, if you think about it, it is a guaranteed way to make sure that your family, your relatives in the future are millionaires. That's a way of thinking about it. And the fact that that is even possible is mind-boggling. This month is National Life Insurance Month, and I got the chance to talk to someone amongst our ranks who's a licensed broker, Harlan Pickett, and understand a little bit more about life insurance. And I got curious, how has history brought that up? And I did some research, just a little bit, and I found that thousands of years ago, initially, families protected themselves by saying, hey, if your house bursts down, neighbor, I'm going to help your family rebuild it. Or municipalities went to each other and said, if your granary burns down, you can come and take from mine and we'll help you rebuild it. So this concept of deferring risk, this concept of protecting what you have over many, many years built up for yourself and your family, this concept of protecting that is something that we owe to a number of people and institutions that have taken an interest in letting the community be there to take away risk from your personal lives. And not only is the risk taken away, there are so many nice incentives built into life insurance. For instance, it's tax-free when that money is paid out. Also, if you owe money to the government or have been sued, that money is protected. It's amazing, an amazing tool. Now I can see what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, that is a pretty serious situation and there are so many options out there. I'm a little bit overwhelmed. How can I know which company to trust? How can I know who has a good track record? I don't know. You're right. There's people out there who have made it their life's mission, their profession, to guide you through that maze. And those people are called insurance agents. And I do not understand why so many people have a problem talking to them. I would categorically actually require all of my children and all of the people that I care about, all of my employees, I would ask them to categorically speak to such individuals like Harlan Pickett. Dear friends, if you get the chance to have someone as a close friend or acquaintance that can help you guide through that maze of life insurance, take advantage of it. I have, and I hope you will too.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Shankar. On many levels, thank you so much, Shankar. That was very unexpected, and I certainly appreciate your endorsement there too, sir. Obviously, that is something that is near and dear to my heart, and I categorically support what you said today. Absolutely do. Great, great job. All right. Antréa, if you are ready. All right, Antréa.
I've sent you my little excerpt, sorry.
Did you? Where'd you send it at?
Yes, I sent it in the chat.
Oh, okay. Hold on momentarily, and I will.
We are both away from our computers tonight.
All right.
I'm trying a new thing, you all.
Okay, I see that. Okay. Antréa, once again, is one of the founding members of our Toastmaster Club. She is the former secretary and current treasurer. Antréa is on level 5 of her Pathways of Innovative Planning. Her mission tonight is to persuade the audience to attend the live Shankar Web Development live webinar, I guess. Yes, okay, you missed a word there. A live webinar, is that what it's going to be?
It's called a live stream.
Okay, live stream that Shankar Web Development will have this Saturday at 5:30 p.m. The topic is heavy, but as it is National Suicide Prevention Month, Antréa thought this was a necessary conversation to have. She hopes everyone will join the discussion this weekend with questions to add from this evening. Antréa, please let us know what your thoughts are on this very, very moving subject.
Thank you, Harlan, Mr. Toastmaster. Dear Toastmasters and guests viewing from your home, my name is Antréa Ferguson, and as our Toastmaster said, I will talk with you tonight about National Suicide Prevention Month. That's right, I said it, suicide. And a lot of times we don't feel like it's necessary but to talk about, but the National Mental Awareness the National Institute for Mental Awareness thought that it in fact is so important that it goes from a week to a month to talk about suicide. And If you're thinking suicide doesn't affect you, won't affect you, or anyone you know, just ask yourself if you know an alcoholic, someone who drinks too much, or maybe you suffer from depression or anxiety. I think the more that we keep ourselves from talking about mental illness, the more chances we have to lose people to suicide, because we're not normalizing the conversations surrounding mental health, not on our job, not at home, not with our colleagues. It's so stigmatized, we just want to get away from it and run away from it. But especially the medical community, even more so, are we not talking about it there? I work with Shank's Web Development, and our whole full service marketing is for healthcare. That means that we work hand in hand, and we're always constantly exposed to healthcare professionals. That's why we brought in Dr. Delicia Haynes to talk with us on Saturday at 5:30, because her community is more affected than the normal population by 30%. But did you know that women doctors are even more affected? Their suicide rate is 130% more times the normal population. Why aren't we talking about it? Why aren't we coming up with strategies, initiatives? Dr. Delicia Haynes has an initiative. It's called White Coat Safe Space. She's also an author, in addition to being a healer, and she's an advocate. We want to have conversation surrounding mental health, because everyone is affected, both by suicide and by mental health issues that are not attended to. But people don't seek the care. They don't know the signs. They don't know the symptoms. And quite frankly, they're embarrassed or scared to talk about it. But everyone is affected by it. And there is nothing wrong with having a conversation, asking questions. And I am really hoping to persuade you to come to our live on Saturday night, so that we could have this open, honest conversation with someone where we could pay $125 to attend this seminar, and it's for free. But the cause is so important that we're making it available to everyone. I wasn't going to talk about my own struggle with suicidal ideation because it's embarrassing. But again, destigmatizing it, I have to talk about it. Now, it was when I was 28 years old and I was living in South Korea. I met a very nice looking guy who was military, and I had a sexual relationship. After that relationship ended, I lost my identity, my sense of selfhood. With my virginity went all of who I was, and I didn't want that pain anymore. It's not that I didn't believe that my life wasn't valuable, but I felt like there was such hopelessness of getting out of that dark place, of having the same thoughts, that I just thought again and again, why not just jump from this 8th floor? Why not just put myself out of my misery? Fortunately, not only my faith, but a good support system of friends and family, and I'm a reader. I completely forget that was even a blip on the radar in my life. But there are people who are not as lucky as me. And there are med students who are going through their darkest hour. Dr. Delicia Haynes actually wrote a book for these med students going through their darkest hour. And of course, the books, the initiatives, the conversation are applicable to everyone, because it's just a conversation we need to have. Well, I hope that you do come and join us and you bring your questions, so that you don't wind up in a space where you're grieving over somebody you didn't know was going through pain, or you yourself find yourself overwhelmed, or just thinking that the only way you would ever need to see someone is if you had the death of a loved one, someone passed, a tragic, traumatic event, which is also a myth. because you don't have to have those situations happen to find yourself depressed or with anxiety or anything like that. Like I said, my situation was specifically temporal, specific to the event that happened, but it doesn't have to be that way. And very smart people know they need to keep themselves healthy by seeing a healthcare professional. While Dr. Delicia Haynes is in direct primary care, and she's in a position to have relationships with her patients where she can see signs that they normally otherwise wouldn't necessarily see as signs. And she can tell us, give us tools in our toolbox, and then we can carry them with us so that when we see someone that we love, someone that we know, that we care, that we think isn't going through, oh, they drink quite a bit, but they're okay. Or they never see people, they're completely isolated. I'm not a healthcare professional, so I don't pretend to have all of the answers about symptoms and signs, but that's why I encourage you to come on Saturday. One, to support a woman who is really, when I say an advocate, she's breaking through glass ceilings for women, because remember, I told you 130% higher likely in women doctors, but also as a woman of color. Join us on Saturday, bring your questions, bring your friends or family, and promote the event, because you never know when you could save a life. Dear Toastmaster.
Great. Thank you so much. Very important information you shared with us this evening, Antréa. I will certainly do my best to attend on Saturday. And if you have something on y'all's site, which I'm sure you do, I will be happy to share that on my business page also, and on my personal Facebook page, to try to get the word out there for more and more folks. And hopefully the individuals that need to hear this the most will have an opportunity to participate on Saturday also. Thank you so very much for sharing that with us this evening. All right, it is time for a timers report. Laura, can you please tell us how our two speakers did?
Yes, Mr. Toastmaster. Shankar, your speech was 6 minutes and 28 seconds. And Antréa, your speech was 7 minutes and 20 seconds.
All right, both of you fit that time in there just perfect. Way to go, Antréa. You wrapped it up and slid it right in under that time. Good job. All right.